2022, and notice of this meeting was posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building. Take roll call. Councilman Brennan?
Here.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Here.
Mayor Walsifer?
Here.
Councilman McCracken?
Here.
Councilman Carvelli?
Here. If everybody can join me in saluting the flag of our great nation. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If everybody could just remain standing for a moment, just to remember our troops, their families, and all our first responders. Thank you. All right, we don't have anything for workshop, right?
No. And there's no petitions.
Okay.
Right. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the December 20th, 2022 meeting?
Motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Councilman Brennan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Mayor Walsifer?
Yes.
Councilman McCracken?
Yes.
Councilman Carvelli?
Abstain. Okay. Reports of council, we're going to waive that today. So we have a packed house, so we're going to move the meeting along. Public session on any of the consent resolutions. Anybody has anything to say about our resolution items on the calendar?
Can I have a motion to close the public session?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve the resolutions as listed on the consent agenda?
Motion?
Second.
Councilman Brennan?
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinney?
Yes.
Mayor Walsifer?
Yes.
Councilman McCracken?
Yes.
Councilman Carvelli?
Yes. Okay, now, that basically concludes most of our meeting, except we have a few police officers that are going to be promoted today, and we're going to bring them in for the swearing in. And we have a new police officer that we are going to hire today. So, if the council could join me off the dais. Tina, who we doing first?
Morning, everyone. I'm going to give a little background on each officer that's either getting promoted or hired. Our first promotion to sergeant is Anthony Stenick. Anthony was born and raised in Ocean Township, where he attended Ocean Township schools, graduating high school in 2010. He then attended Brookdale Community College, majoring in criminal justice. In May of 2011, Anthony was hired by the Belmar Police Department as a Class 1 law enforcement officer and served in the position of Class 1 officer until September of 2011. Anthony entered the 37th basic course for Class 2 law enforcement officers December 2011. He served as a Class 2 special law enforcement officer from 2011 until August of 2014, when he was hired as a patrolman with the Belmar Police Department. Anthony served as a patrolman from August of 2014 until June of 2022, when he was assigned to the Detective Bureau. During his time as a patrolman, he has served as a field training officer, police vehicle fleet manager, OD map coordinator, and in-service training instructor. He is certified in method of instruction, advanced roadside impairment detection enforcement, OC spray instructor, and field training officer. He has attended numerous training courses such as the Reed Advanced Interview and Interrogation, Top Gun Gang and Narcotics Training, search warrant entry techniques, along with numerous proactive criminal enforcement classes. He has received numerous awards and citations such as the 2015, he received the Honorable Service Award from the NJPBA Local 50 for successfully taking down a suicide teenager holding a knife to his throat, along with several life-saving awards and honorable services mentioned from the Belmar Police Department.
Thank you, Chief. I also had the pleasure of working with Anthony during my career, remembering him as an explorer, Class 1 officer, Class 2 officer, a regular, and I am proud to be standing here to promote you to sergeant. So, Anthony,
Bible?
let me take this. It's easier to repeat it. Okay. I, Anthony Stenick,
I, Anthony Stenick,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the
and
same
allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
all the duties
as sergeant
as sergeant
for the Borough of Belmar Police Department
for the Borough of Belmar Police Department
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Good luck.
You want me to put the light on it?
Our next promotion to sergeant will be Philip G. Borman Jr. Philip G. Borman Jr. was born in Neptune, New Jersey in 1981, living in Neptune City until age 9. It was then his parents, Judy and Phil, moved the family of 5 to Wall Township. After high school, Philip moved to Florida, where he attended Southwest Florida College, majoring in criminal justice. In 2004, Philip returned to New Jersey to pursue his career as a law enforcement officer. In 2004, Philip attended the Monmouth County Police Academy 30th Basic Course for Class 2 police officers for the borough of South Belmar, now Lake Como. In 2005, Philip graduated from the Monmouth County Police Academy, receiving his Class 2 certification as well as receiving the Merit Award for his class. In January of 2008, Philip was hired as a full-time police officer with the Borough of Lake Como and attended the Monmouth County Police Academy as a waiver, obtaining his Class A certification. In 2013, Philip was assigned to the Detective Bureau, where he remained until 2016, when he transferred to the Belmar Police Department as a patrolman. In 2020, Philip was assigned to the Belmar Detective Bureau, where he has worked leading up to today. In Philip's tenure as a police officer, he has held the seat of the PBA Local 50 Executive Board and held the position of Belmar Police Officers Association President. Philip is also very active in the Police Unity Tour, which is a 4-day bicycle ride from New Jersey to Washington, D.C. to remember officers who have been killed in the line of duty. Philip has received many awards, which include Narcotics Enforcement Officers Association Law Enforcement Award, Mothers Against Drunk Driving Award, PBA Presidential Appreciation Award, and New Jersey DWI Top Gun Award for drunk driving. Philip has also been trained in many fields of law enforcement, to include Top Gun gang and narcotics training, read investigative interviewing and advanced interrogation, special victims investigations, sexual assault investigations, Jerry Lewis tactical interviewing, detective skills enhancement training, financial crimes and New Mexico tech explosive training, bias incident training, firearms training, and school threat active shooter training. Philip is married to his wife Lauren Borman and has 6 kids: Philip, Evan, Christiana, Hunter, Dylan, and Tanner. 4 of which that cannot make it today. And in the audience is Philip's father Phil and mother Marlena.
Who's going to hold the Bible? These 2 young gentlemen. All right, you guys can hold the Bible. I also had the pleasure of working with Phil, even when he was a Lake Como police officer, and then he transferred over to Belmar, so we have a lot of history together. I also worked with his grandfather, who was a lieutenant in the Spring Lake Heights Police Department. He was a great guy, and it's good that you're following in his footsteps, so. All right. I, Philip Borman,
I, Philip Borman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties as
all the duties as
Sergeant for the Borough of Belmar Police Department
Sergeant for the Borough of Belmar Police Department
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
I can stick this. You did it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is a quick one, it's not as long. Our next is our new hire, Hunter Voico. Hunter Voico is 23 years old and was raised in Brick Township, New Jersey his entire life. In 2017, he graduated from Brick Memorial High School. Hunter then attended Ocean County College, where he obtained associate's degree in liberal arts. He is set to graduate tomorrow from Rowan University with a bachelor's degree in communication studies. In 2018, he began to work for the Belmar Police Department as a Class 1 law enforcement officer. In January of 2021, he attended the Monmouth County Police Academy for the Class 2 law enforcement officer and graduated in June. Hunter has served with Belmar Police Department as a Class 2 officer from June of 2021 until today. Hunter looks forward to continuing his law enforcement career, serving the towns of Belmar and Lake Como. Hunter?
Okay, we ready? All right. I, Hunter Voico,
I, Hunter Boyko,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state
and in the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and perform
and perform
all the duties as
all the duties as
patrolman for the Borough of Belmar Police Department
patrolman for the Borough of Belmar Police Department
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Slide it right on. Sorry about that. You guys want to come up? We'll take a picture with the council real quick and our chief.
Do you want the whole department?
Well, at least these three of you. We can do the whole department later.
All right.
Come on, you guys, listen.
You made the mat nice. Cancel over this way, like 3 feet that way. 1, 2, 3. Yep, keep going. Rotate a little bit. There you go. Good. Tighten it up. There you go. Awesome. 1, 2, 3. In my own way. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you very much.
You guys want to just wait down here for that? They got a couple more to do. All right, now that we got that out of the way, this is my last meeting. There'll be a new mayor starting in January, but I got a lot of people that I just want to thank. Everybody's here. You know, being mayor is a position where you're at the top and everything comes to you. But we have such great employees. And I mean, it's our police department that has done such an amazing job over the 4 years that I've been here. All of our staff at Borough Hall, our DPW, all the people that work here for the summer, all the lifeguards, all of our people that are employed for the summer, and our court, everybody that works in the summertime. We have about 550 employees, and they make me look good. I appreciate every one of them. Two of the people that won't be coming back with the new administration is our business administrator that worked so hard. He was probably the hardest business administrator I've ever seen work, especially through the COVID years. He spent 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You could always reach him. And Frank Sinelli, our special operations director, won't be coming back. And he was another guy that he basically, besides doing OEM and handling code enforcement and everything that happened around town, he was like the glue that put everything together. Anytime there was problems or putting people together and making everything run smooth, he was the guy. So I really hate to see those two guys go. They were really shining stars in the borough. But Business Administrator Kirschenbaum, if you could step down. We have a resolution for our business administrator for the 4 years that he put into Belmar. So our council president, Jim McCracken, will read it.
Borough of Belmar resolution honoring business administrator Edward D. Kirschenbaum Sr. for his years of dedicated service to the Borough of Belmar. Whereas Edward was born and raised in Belmar, and whereas Edward began working for the Borough of Belmar as a police officer, and whereas Edward worked his way up the ranks and became chief of the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office of Detectives, and whereas on January 2019, Edward was hired as the Belmar Business Administrator, and whereas Edward began his leadership by working with the financial team to improve Belmar's financial situation, and whereas with Edward's background in law enforcement, he was able to successfully lead Belmar through COVID-19 pandemic and work closely with the governor's office to make sure all executive orders of the state of New Jersey were adhered to, and whereas Edward prided himself in making sure every letter, email, text message, and phone call were answered, and whereas Edward was able to make the tough decisions and sometimes unpopular ones, but always strive to make the right decisions for Belmar, now therefore be resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Belmar thank Edward for his years of dedicated service to the borough, and wish Edward the best in his future endeavors. Signed, Mayor Walsifer, Council persons McCracken, Carvelli, Kinney, and Brennan.
Okay, never a loss for words, of course. It's going to be nice to be on this side of the aisle starting January 2nd after the reorganization meeting. I got a lot of people to thank. I thank Mayor Walsifer for putting his trust in me to hire me back to Belmar in 2019, working with Pat Wan and Tom Carvelli, Mr. Tom Brennan, Jody, Jim McCracken. The way this works is that you have an entire team built around you. I want to say this is probably my Independence Day. 46 years in government work, and I'm getting out into the private sector, and I couldn't be happier. I'm going to miss everybody in town. This town is second to none. We have an amazing police department. Under the leadership of Drew Heisman and Chief Scott, it's one of the best in the state of New Jersey. Our department heads that worked so hard to get us out of the previous administration's financial woes. Not Brian McGovern, he's a good man. I worked with him for a long time in recreation, but the previous mayor that, really, I don't need any clicks for his name. But we were able to come through the toughest times. This administration worked 4 years through the toughest time, through financial problems in 2019 to figure out where we were the previous few years. COVID hit, and if you thought that was fun, it was no fun because you had to answer to everybody. There was unpopular decisions that had to be made from not only for Belmar residents, but for businesses and for visitors and for basically nationwide. But we were able to come through that. We had an amazing financial team. We had amazing department heads in Belmar. The court, Department of Public Works, Bridget Dudas, who was my administrative assistant, did an amazing job keeping me in my feet on the ground and helping me to further the goals of the borough of Belmar. I can't say it's all been fun. What this administration has been through for the past 4 years with defamation of character and slanderous information on, of course, the true social media blogs and Facebook pages. I would hope that the next council don't have to endure that, although they will. There's no doubt that they will be under the scrutiny that we were. But you can't let that affect you, okay? You can't let that affect the way you work, the way you do things. You can only do what you can do, what's best for the residents, for the staff, for the visitors, for the businesses of Belmar. And I was successful because we had a team in place that was amazing. To the residents, I'm humbled. Thank you for allowing me to serve you for 4 years. To the staff, all of you were just amazing. You made my job a lot easier. I wish Belmar the best. I'm not going anywhere. I will be on this side of the aisle. And I wish you all the best. God bless you all.
And I know Frank Sinelli is not here tonight, but I'm sure he's watching us. He's taken a few vacation days, so he's resting. And I'm going to have Councilwoman Jody Kenny come up and read his resolution, and we'll be handing him that when he gets back.
Honoring Special Operations Director Frank Sinelli for his years of dedicated service to the borough of Belmar. Whereas Frank has lived in Belmar for over 33 years, and whereas Frank retired from the Jersey City Police Department, and whereas Frank was hired by the borough of Belmar in 2014, and whereas Frank's duties included OEM coordinator, code enforcement for Belmar and Lake Como, overseeing tourism and all special events, and whereas during the COVID-19 pandemic and summer months, Frank worked 7 days a week, and whereas with Frank's background in law enforcement, he was able to successfully coordinate all public safety departments to lead Belmar through the COVID-19 pandemic. And whereas Frank always made himself available to help Belmar residents with any issues and will be sorely missed. And whereas Frank always had candy in his office and was affectionately known to all Belmar employees as the Candy Man, now therefore be resolved that the mayor and council of the borough of Belmar, that Frank for his years of dedicated service to the borough of Belmar, and wish Frank all the best for his future endeavors. Signed, Mayor Walsifer and council members Jim McCracken, Tom Carvelli, Tom Brennan, and Jody King.
Thank you, everybody. It's been my pleasure to serve the Belmar community. It's been 23 years for me as an elected official in some capacity or other for the borough of Belmar, so I'm actually looking forward to January. I opened up my January calendar, no meetings, so it's vacation time. But thank you all for coming out. We just got one more thing before we close the meeting, so if the council could join me back on the dais. we just have one more thing, public session. If anybody has anything to add, that they want to ask the council? you can come
Mr.
up.
Mayor, I have something I'd like to say.
Yes.
I want to thank Councilman Carvelli, Council President McCracken, and Mayor also for their service to the town. I really appreciate how hard you've worked in the 4 years you've been here. You leave the town in better shape than when you got here. We haven't always agreed, but I've always felt respected, I've always felt heard, and I wish you all the best, and I hope the incoming administration can work to improve the town too, because when it finally comes down to it, it's all about what's best for Belmar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, I'd like to say a word as well. I want to thank your service for your years of service as a police officer and as a mayor. I want to thank Council President McCracken and Councilman Tom Carvelli also for all your support and all your dedication and all your hard work for all these years that you've been on the council and serving as mayor. And Councilman, and I will be missing you come January, but I hope as well as Tom Brennan that we can continue to move the town forward with this next administration, but you will be sorely missed.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? Yes, John?
Because I have to.
John Stadium, 516 Left at Belmar. I'm surprised I can keep myself together. I just want to say thank you so very much for an amazing 4 years with each and every one of you. You morally did the greatest thing. And I'll leave with a quote from the mayor. It's not about red or blue, it's about doing the right job. And I salute you for that, all of you.
All right, anyone else? Trina?
Katrina Lapsus, 1304 B Street. I'll let everybody else, the accolades have been tremendous and appreciate all of you. But I do have some questions about going forward as far as the municipality is concerned, if you guys can help me out and answer some questions for me. My first question is about the EMS building on 12th Avenue. And could you tell me where we are at, the borough is at, with that building?
Just waiting on the completion of the construction plans, so that they should be coming shortly.
Okay, so the architect is already in place, or the plans are all drawn. We have the remediation already hired.
Yes.
And the remediation works how?
Well, the remediation is going to start when they take down the front section of the building, and then they'll do the remediation and then start the construction. They figure that's the best plan of attack. So it started in they were looking at doing it now, but they figured that they'll do it all together. When they take down the front part of the building, they'll handle the remediation.
Okay, so all of this is already in play and should move forward in the next administration. There's nothing, is there anything that can change structurally within the new administration? Can they hire somebody else to do our other architectural plans? Can they stop doing the building? Is there anything that?
Well, from what my understanding is they're going to keep the Avakian firm who's been working on it as an alternate engineer, so hopefully that they will stay. They have all the plans. They have everything in place. So
Okay.
the funding will be one thing if they decide not to fund it, or there could be a lot of different things. But as far as we're concerned, we have everything in place to move it forward.
To help them to continue.
Yeah, and I
on
think
that.
Councilman Brennan is going to lead the charge on that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Tom. That's great. And your plan, if I'm not mistaken and remember correctly, was the 11th Avenue Firehouse building you were going to sell to help offset the cost of this to the taxpayer, correct? That's what you guys were.
Our plan was, once the building was done and everybody moved in, to sell the 11th Avenue Firehouse and hopefully offset a lot of the construction costs.
Okay, great. That's great. I have a little question about, and maybe Ed, you can answer this to me because I know you were working very strongly with the Lake Como people about Lake Como with the fountain. I know that you had gotten the electrical dropped up there, and we're in the process of budgeting for the fountain to help aerate. Now, will that still be in play going forward?
All the engineering work's been completed. I know Bill Musto and his crew worked with JCP now. They're gonna drop down there. The electric's there. All they have to do, the old fountains were no longer of use to us that we took out of Silver Lake. So the new fountain, upgraded fountain that we have in Silver Lake now, we hope to have that ordered in the new budget. The new administration would have to make that call because it is an expense to the budget.
Right.
But that's all in place to make sure that goes through.
Right, and then there was a matching grant that you were working on, correct?
An open space grant for a matching grant to continue the walk path through Spring Lake, Lake Home on Belmar.
Right.
For that section, there's a $400 grant, $400,000 grant, $200,000 with a $200,000 matching grant. We don't know how much we're going to get, but that's all in play to spruce up that whole area, get that landscape, get the walkway in, and do some storm drain work.
Storm drain work.
That's correct.
So that grant is already in place?
It's in place.
It's in place, okay. So, and it has to be used specifically for that purpose?
Yes, it does.
Okay, thank you on that. And now about the engineers that we have one engineering firm, correct?
Yes.
Now,
Well, we have a few of them that we use for alternate engineers when Alvakian's firm cannot handle.
okay,
So we did put a few in place just for backups.
right, for that.
But
Now-
most of the work is done by Peter Alvakian's.
Okay, and then the infrastructure program that you guys had worked long and hard on, you had a 10-year plan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just want to put this out there. There was a 2-year study on our infrastructure situation in town, correct? And there is a report available online to the residents of Belmar about critical needs, the whole mapping of the whole town, whatever. As far as going forward on our infrastructure situation, all of that is now in the hands of our, is there anything that we need, as a public, need to know about that is in play that going forward we can be aware of, that it happens or does not happen? Does that make any sense to anybody?
When we put the 10-year plan in place, we have the financial committee working on how we were going to move that forward. There was a couple of things that came down from the governor's office that might be changing it, but that was what the financial team was working on to figure out the best course of action to handle finances and to move that water sewer project ahead throughout the whole town.
Right, because, correct me if I'm wrong also, but that's a very expensive proposition that we have to look forward to, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then I have one more question about our borough attorneys, if I may. Our borough attorneys now, Patrick, we'll miss you. They handle all different facets of borough law, correct? In other words, there's different facets within the borough. There are different things to be handled, correct? Lawsuits, insurance, all of these different things, correct? Our attorneys now, this company handles all of that, right? This firm has the ability to handle all of
That's
this.
why we picked the Dasty firm, is because they have all the disciplines that we need. We know exactly what they charge us, and so,
Right.
and they have everybody under one roof, so it worked out really well for us over 4 years.
Okay, and as far as what they charge us, hourly, for, or Patrick here to sit with us and whatever.
Not enough, right, Pat?
How much do we pay our borough attorneys now? And does it
Chris,
depend on what they're
you have the
doing?
hourly amount?
I believe it's $175 an hour.
175. I think.
$175 an hour?
That's for all the disciplines.
Okay, and would that be for all the?
I believe it's, I think it's up to 180.
180 now?
Okay, 180. And
We
those.
gave him a $5 raise.
That's because he was nice to us.
So, and that would be for all the different disciplines?
Every discipline. We get one monthly bill that is separated by each, I'll call it a project that they do. If it's personnel, if it's a lawsuit, if it has something to do with a developer, phone calls, miscellaneous, everything is broken out, and
Okay.
it's all the same rate.
And it's all the same rate, okay.
It would be labor, discipline, all that, so it's all under one roof. They handle soup to nuts with all their paralegals or law staff.
Okay, Okay, great. And that is what I have. Thank you very much. Good luck
Yep.
and Happy New Year all.
Okay, anybody else? All right, April, seeing none?
Do I have a motion to close the public session and adjourn the meeting?
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year.